Hey, welcome back to the channel, everyone. So this is going to be my last video with the Topo. I'm going to go with the snug top from here. So I just want to pull everything out and show you all the little details of the build, the platform build and the drawer and whatnot. So just out in Big Sur, enjoying some nature time alone. So let's get into it. So you guys remember the wood siding that I did with the insulation. It's in a previous video if you haven't seen it. So I'll start with the top. I used a rubber matting. It's pretty durable and it's also very tacky. So if you put anything on there, it's not going anywhere as far as sliding around. And so I glued that to the plywood. And I used the same cutouts that I initially had. And so that goes with the pass-through all the way 6 foot. So then there's another cutout in the corner right there. And then that bigger cutout actually goes into the drawer, whereas these two cutouts are access to the pass-through. So continuing here, I just used aluminum. I don't want to call it angle iron, but that's just what I know of it as. Angle iron, pre-drilled through the aluminum and then mounted it to the plywood. I have this removable piece, and what that's for is so I can sit in there if I want. And this piece actually works pretty well for like a makeshift table. At the last campsite, there was these wooden posts, and I put that along the wooden posts and had extra table room. So it was pretty awesome. Now it's in the floor position. Someone asked me the other day why I did this cutout. Didn't remember why I did it up until now. It's because the brackets right here are mounted to the bed. And it was kind of like doing that thing where the table that's off kilter. And so on this side, the plan was to use some magnets so it can go right to the bracket. Never got to it. So, and this is also just a pass-through. I have some just boots and other clothes all the way down there. And then in the back, have another pop lid. And I have the matting on this side as well. So for the platform to sit, I used some 2x1s, mounted it all the way down. Likewise on this side, 2x1 all the way down. And it's pretty strong. I've laid on it, no problems. All right, so to the drawer. All of this stuff right here, the handle, the slides, all this stuff came off Amazon. They're 5-foot slides. I think they're around 300 to 400 pounds, rated to 300 to 400 pounds. And then there's a slides on the bottom, 20-inch slides, something like that. And then this handle. So because I'm not an expert woodworker, very amateur, my measurements weren't exactly straight and flush. So the drawers have a bit of resistance when pulling it out and pushing it in. Not a big deal, but I would recommend if you're going to build your own, just making sure you're measuring multiple times and just being a little bit more patient with the project so that when it's done, it functions as it should. Here we are with the drawer. Locks right here, pull out. And this is where the resistance is met right here. I kind of just give it a good pull right there. All right, from here, I prematurely unlocked the hinges so I could show you, but this one comes out as well. Right now, I just have my fishing supplies in there because I went fishing for some perch down at Lime Kiln. Okay, so now pushing that back. So I made this top removable. And right now it's set up to have one of those Coleman grills. And the initial goal was to actually have the grill in here, the lid pop, and cook right here. But I thought about it, you know, when you're cooking with oil, it splatters everywhere. So I decided not to cook on top here. Um, Anyways, I removed this lid. And once again, cut's not precise. And so when I want more room, I just remove that lid and it's more, I get more depth. Let's see, putting it back. Sometimes you just gotta be a little rough with it. And then I routed in these because I was planning on doing some dividers and that could be used for smaller items. Never got around to it. And then moving up here, some more storage. I got tools, and these dividers also come out, and you can use different orientation, different sizes, depending on what type of gear you have. I got some medical stuff, battery, and then back there I actually don't have anything. Just to show you what it looks like fully extended. Not too far. I just wanted to come inside, show you this bigger pop lid. And there it is. It has access to the farthest slot on that drawer. There's only a sweater in there right now because I'm getting ready to sell this thing. This was not intentional. Bring this out. Hopefully don't knock over the camera. And so what I found was that with the rubber matting, you can actually put this right here, and now it's a bench seat, which I think is really rad. I would have had to cut off the end, and I'll probably still do that, you know, maybe a few inches, because the actual hatch doesn't close, it hits the struts. But if you put some cushions on that, I mean, that's badass. And that was unintentional. So, I mean, and if you work remote or whatever, sit down, read, use your computer. Yeah, I'm all into that. All right, and so 2 latest additions beyond the build. I put some Bilstein 6112s and then some JBA upper control arms, and it changed the game. I initially had put some OME heavy duty springs, and then some OME nitro struts on the rear, and so that gave it like a 2.5, close to 3-inch lift without the weight. And then when I added the weight, it's about like 1.5 inches or 2. So the stance is way better, and I'm loving it. And then on top, I currently don't have them, but I have videos of the racks that I made out of Unistrut and square tubing, which allows me to put a surfboard and a cargo box side by side. So that's been a game changer as well. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. All right, well, that's it for the build. The videos aren't going to stop. I just might redirect a little bit. I'd like to hear from you guys what you're interested in. I'll still be doing camping videos. Might even throw some like chainsaw stuff in there, or woodworking, like more of my core hobbies and interest. Being out in nature is one of them, so do a little bit more of that. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this series of me building out the Tacoma. It's been a lot of fun. Appreciate the support. You know, I started off, I remember I was pumped to have 24 subscribers. Not that I have a bunch, but like 600 is a decent amount. So cheers, everyone. Be safe out there.